Yes, exactly. We're not videographers either. That's true. So hello, everyone, and welcome to this Breaking Barriers interview. We were just talking about how we're not perfect and how it's perfect just that way.
Yeah.
We're not videographers, we're not journalists, but we love doing these interviews where we can introduce new people to you and who are members of the group, who are active on the group as well, and who have stories of barriers that they've been able to rise above and share with you. So we'd love to have your comments and questions. I'm here with my co-host Imie and Isabelle Parent. So hello, Isabelle.
Hello.
We're excited to have this conversation with you. These are collaborative learning conversations. That's what we do here.
Yeah.
And which means people can participate in the comments during, after. And I guess I'd start by asking you a little bit about yourself so people can know who you are and what you do.
Okay. I'm Isabelle. I'm from Quebec City, so English is my second language. I learned English when I lived in Australia 30 years ago already.
Wow.
I was there for a year, and then I moved to came back, moved to Ontario, so my English got better. But I'm not speaking English quite often because in Quebec we don't need that. I'm a mother of two. My son is 19. My daughter is 17. Have a dog, a cat. I like doing scrapbooking. I love doing a puzzle. Anything that is creative that you have to create, I'm in. If a friend invite me to go to try a new trade or new something, I'm in. I like discovering new things. So, yeah, I'm a social worker at Day. I help parents with young kids become better parents. And I have two businesses. Well, I had two. Now I'm changing. Now I'm working more and more with just one. And I'm going to explain you later on why.
Wow, that's really interesting. It's true that you are creative. I think we had talked about that before in another conversation in French, that how creative you are, and that's really interesting. Yes, because I've always known you to be, because I've known you for a while now in Quebec in a networking group that we participate in, and you're always involved in anything that we need to get moving, or so that's really appreciated that you are like that. But you probably benefit and find out new things that way as well.
Yeah.
So we were interested in having you share a bit about a story, something that you experienced in 2020. I remember how you shared in our group that you had some goals for 2020, specific goals, and you actually reached them. So we want to know how, but not in the way that you had expected for it to happen at all. So tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah. Be careful what you wish for, because it will happen. So I just didn't have the right target, but it did happen. So I was with MLM. Do you say MLM company?
Yeah.
I was with Beauty Counter for 3 years, and I was working my company, and I wanted to develop and have a team. So I took the computer, and I'm just going to show you what I made. I took a picture of a lot of people, and I put my face on it, saying, I'm going to lead. I'm going to be the leader of a lot of people, So I was working the business for almost 3 years. And because with Beauty Counter, what we do is that we try to make sure that you are less exposed to toxic ingredients in your life, like changing your shampoo or your cream or your moisturizer and everything, your makeup, because that's dangerous for you. So I changed everything for my body. And then I knew that I had to do it for my house, because we get a lot of toxic ingredient in the product that we use. So I I became in the company, no wax. What they do is they have a microfiber specific that you only use water to do the cleaning of your house. And my goal in 2020 was to build a team with Beauty
Mm-hmm.
Counter.
Mm-hmm.
But becoming a consultant for NoWax and starting to use the product, I realized that people know more about the toxic ingredient in their household cleaning product
Mm-hmm.
than the ones that they use for themselves. It's like I kind of realized that people are ready to change what they use for cleaning, but not for themselves. So we had a big opportunity in May with NoWax, and I recruited 11 persons that month.
Wow.
So the experience I got with Beauty Counter, the first 3 years I worked with that company, I learned a lot of new things that I just didn't know how to use. And then I used all of my training with NoWax. So I built a team. At the moment, we are 23 in my team.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you. Which is a goal I never expected to reach, even with Beauty Counter, because the biggest team I had was, I think, 7 or 8 people at the same moment. So it kind of happened, you know. I was setting myself up to be a leader, but I just didn't have the right target. But now I am a leader with a big team. So be careful what you wish for, because it will happen.
Yes. So it happened. So what happened is that you actually, what I hear is that you also decided to continue with your goal in spite of obstacles and of things not seeming, maybe they weren't working out the way you wanted them to be. And then you actually saw the opportunity in a change for you that worked for you, because obviously there's people that it works for with another company, but for you, that opportunity, you saw it and you seized it. And to me, that's where it made a difference for you in reaching your goals, is you had you knew, and you were also with integrity and authenticity, following those goals. What do you see as having been your biggest obstacles or barriers in that year to reaching your goal?
Well, Beauty Counter decided that they weren't going to do the business in French. So for me, living in Quebec City, it became kind of a struggle, because I've been doing it 3 years in English, translating a lot of things, and because they were telling us that they were working on it, but then it didn't happen, and they told us that it wasn't gonna happen for the next few years. So it was a barrier for me, like for the last 3 years, but I kept on going. But then I decided that I wasn't gonna do it alone, so that was a moving,
yes,
pivoting moment.
yeah,
exactly.
moment,
It's important, because it's here it's about the language, and there are ways to rise above that barrier, but at the same time you have to choose where you're going to put your energy. And there are other barriers like that a lot of direct selling companies and many companies are facing, like discrimination, anti-discrimination policies that they're putting into place, training for their teams. It's very high this year. There's a big need to make sure that companies can reach everybody in their target market. So it's a very important point.
Yeah, and I had to believe that once you have a business, you're not interested by another one. So in my networking group, I wasn't telling people to get involved with my company, to get in, because I thought they already have a business, so they don't want another one. But then I realized that I was doing exactly what I thought wasn't right, because I had two companies.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I changed the way I was talking to people. I said, those businesswomen, they know when they see a good business opportunity. So I should not be deciding for them what is right for them. I should offer them the opportunity, and then they are the one who should decide whether or not they are interested or fit for it or whatever. So my belief was that, once you have a business, you don't want another one. And I changed my verbiage, my language about it. And it opened, a lot of doors. Just in my mind, it did. So the opportunity became huge.
That is, I think that is very, very, very important lesson, because sometimes, especially in sales, a lot of people, like with my clients, sometimes they're afraid to sell or to bring something up, to open an opportunity for somebody else, because they've already decided maybe she's not looking for an opportunity, or maybe she's not looking for another business. It looks like she is happy with that business. Maybe maybe they are, maybe they aren't, and it's not really for us to decide whether that person is happy or not. And I mean, we are smart people, so we can definitely decide, you know, to change or not change. But it's, and you're right, it is not for us to decide. You just have to share that information so they can decide whether to join or not.
Yeah, so
that's excellent.
I was my biggest barrier. You know, I was the one who was stopping myself for having success. You know, it's just so.
That kind of does sum it up. Like, really often we're our biggest barrier, and you could have been the barrier to your success that you actually achieved. You know, it could have not gone the way it did, and that would have been maybe perhaps through your own limiting beliefs or not. So how do you think that you were able to, do you know how you were able to get to those change, that shift, or those, is it through training, inspiration, or do you think it just happened for you?
Well, I don't know exactly what happened, but if you keep doing the same thing, you're going to have the same result. So I decided I was going to do something else. So I just tried and decided that I wasn't going to decide for the other person in front of me, you know? So I just stopped deciding for others. I think that's what helped me a lot. And I thought, just try, you know, just do a Facebook Live, just, you know, be out there, just show yourself. And the more and more the people are going to see you, then they're going to want to know you more, and we'll see if they're interested in the business. But I wanted people to know me better. So that's what instead of trying to sell my business, I begin to sell myself, you know, to talk about the thing that I liked and what kind of person I am. So I think it helped me at least change a bit and get different results.
Did you have any concern or barrier, or whether imagined or real, on about going live? Like, how did you overcome that? I'm interested because a lot of us really have that consideration or that thoughts, like, oh my God, I'm gonna put myself out there. What if they hate me? Because I myself, I don't like my voice, and you know, I don't like going on video. So I know that it's a big deal, and I speak to a lot of people as well, and they go, you know, I don't know if I could do that. I mean, that's like bringing yourself out there, putting yourself out there is really the worst thing. So I'd like to hear from you how you've overcome that.
Well, I think it's all right to be vulnerable and to show people that I'm an ordinary person, you know, I'm not special well, I'm special in some way, but I mean, I'm not, you know, so special that everybody has to know me, whatever, but I have something to offer others. And I just thought, what if I just try? Instead of being scared in my mind, in my head, you know, what if this goes wrong or whatever. And in fact, I did one last night, and I had not realized that when you stop it, it takes like 3 or 4 seconds before the image goes off. And my face, I wasn't exactly pleased with what I have done, so my face was. And then I saw my video and I thought, oh well. So I made a comment and I said, look to the end because you'll see my funny face, you know? I mean,
Exactly.
It becomes a meme. So you can use it as a meme or a
Yes,
GIF.
that's true. That's
GIF,
true.
right?
Yeah, that's true.
but I think the worst thing is not to try.
That's
Mm.
the worst thing. I like that. That's the worst thing is not to try.
Exactly.
Okay, ladies, when you hear that, the worst thing is not to try. I love that.
Mm.
And it
Wow.
will happen whatever happens. I mean, I'm not gonna get hate comments or whatever, you know.
And so what if you get? If
Yeah,
you
because you
get,
might
if
get them someday.
you might get them like, hey,
maybe
you know, so what?
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, and the thing is, I realized that I'm enjoying it, you know, but
Mm.
I was scared at the beginning. It's like I learned swimming when I was 43 years old. I didn't know how to swim. I
Wow.
was scared of water. And just the thought of learning to swim made me cry. You know, I
Mm.
was just crying because I was so scared to learn.
Wow.
And then one day I said, well, we'll see.
Mhm.
And I went into the water. I hired a coach. I went into the water and he said, just swim. And I said, I don't know how to swim. He said, everybody knows, just swim. So I started, you know, just doing whatever. I looked at him and he said, get out of the water. You don't know how to swim. And I said, no.
Oh my
At the
gosh,
beginning, I was
yeah.
just, instead of doing length, I was doing width.
Okay. The width of the pool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had to stop like 30 seconds every time, but I kept on doing it. And now I made 2 triathlons, you know?
That's true. Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
exactly
you just have to try.
Yeah. The
What-
worst thing is that you, what was it? What was it, Miss
the worst
Note-taker?
the worst thing is to not to try. Is not
Exactly.
trying.
The worst thing
Yeah.
is not to try.
Yeah. There's a couple of nuggets in what you've shared. You said, for one thing, you said opening doors in your mind led to huge opportunities.
Yeah.
And a tip for people who are listening that Isabelle shared is to show yourself and be out there. And instead of selling, let people know you.
Exactly.
So, and then about the live is a big deal for a lot of us, but it's all right to be vulnerable. We're just like people, we're human beings. And what if you just try, just try it. And the worst thing is to not try. So yeah.
The worst
And
thing is not try.
I often say also that the worst thing is, well, when you learn something new, you know about it. The worst thing, the hardest thing is to change it. Once you know it, but you just can't unknow it. So what are you gonna do about it?
Yeah, what are you going to do about it? Action is the only, solution to fear, is to do something and gain the confidence that you can. So this is all very helpful. I'm sure it's great tips that will help a lot of people, and you've really accomplished a lot in a year. That's
Thanks.
great. Congratulations. So how, if people want to just connect with you, learn more about you, what you do, how should they reach out to you?
Well, they can go on Facebook and see my face, Isabelle Parent. I have also do you say online shop, boutique, whatever?
Yeah.
It's iParent at .norwex.com .biz, but maybe we can write it down or something.
You can put it in the comments after the interview. You can put that in the comments too.
Yeah.
And so people can connect with you if they want to, continue chatting about these topics, learn more about you, about what you do. It's a great way to start conversations and spark connections.
And they can come to my Facebook group as well, because I have a VIP group for people that want to know more about Norwex. So
when people search for your name is in the interview. So when they search for it, they'll find the name of your group too. They can decide to join.
Yeah, exactly.
And if the language is a problem, one of us can translate, and she understands both anyway. So it's not a problem. If you speak another language, we can find somebody who will translate too. So
well, we'll try, the worst thing is not to try.
Exactly. So. Let's just try it. So, and
I have one last question.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is really very, very important that that you can teach group members, is the fact that your story is amazing, because you decided with that picture what you wanted to accomplish. You already put that vision out there. You had that vision. And I think it's very, very important, because what happened when after we put a vision out there and in our mind, things can happen and it may not be it may not go along with that vision. So, and when that happens with you, you change and you're able to decide, okay, I still want this, but whether I'm going to do it with this plan or that plan, it doesn't matter. And you're able to shift that because you have this vision clear. So that's like clarity, the clarity of your
vision.
Yes, exactly.
Allowed you to shift as necessary to make that vision, to reach that vision and work on that. And I think that is a very, very important lesson.
Thank you.
That's true to point that out. Exactly. That's really really interesting. I find that that's a very good point. Thank you for saying that, Imie. So so much to learn from you. So we hope for
amazing story.
Yeah, that's
I like to teach. I like to share. You know, I like to be with people, and hopefully I've inspired just one person to change the way she's thinking.
Exactly. That's a good goal. So we'd love to know in the comments how people are. Well, the interview will stay out there and people can continue commenting. So we'll find everybody on the group and we'll see you there to continue the conversation. So thank you very much. Thank you so much for being with us. So we had a great conversation with you and look forward to talking to you soon. So thank you so much.
Good afternoon, ladies. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.